is something that you have a love for. You wake up in the morning and you go, you know what? I'm ready to whoop today's butt. I'm ready to get up. I'm ready to go do this. I'm ready to have some fun. And you stay positive the entire time. That's how I view streaming. My stream family, and I don't call it a community for a reason. I'll explain why. My stream family is the one reason why I'm able to keep going. Because through my darkest hour, they were there to raise me up and tell me, hey, man, you're not alone. We got you. We understand this.
What up, y'all? Welcome back to another episode here on the Jimmy Dukes Gaming Podcast. We're continuing our Lootfest series, talking to different creators, meeting cool people down here with like-minded goals and the way they carry themselves. And we got here Mr. Tori Productions, right? Yeah, right. Man. Cool, man. Short story. I just reached out to him and I was like, hey, man, I see you're going there. Would you be interested? And he obliged. So thank you so much for your time, brother.
Happy to be here.
Hell yeah, man. So what made you come out to Lootfest?
Oh, as I was telling you before, this is my second ever streaming convention as far as networking goes, because I had just retired from active duty back in 2022. And due to everything that I had gone through, because I was medically retired, dealing with social anxiety, PTSD, depression, insomnia, all this stuff, and trying to stream, I had to be able to put myself out there, because I basically do this full time now.
Okay.
So for me, one of the things that I've learned is the best way for people to get to know you outside of your computer room is to be there in person.
Yes, well said.
So, and again, that's called networking, right? You can network on the internet, sure, but it's better if the people see you in person
yes.
and are able to judge based on how you carry yourself in person rather than online. Because you can put on a facade online,
yes, sir,
and then act a different way in person. But if you carry yourself the same way in person as you do online, people will have more respect for you because it's authenticity. And that is something I've prided myself on for forever. Now, obviously, authenticity, good. Social anxiety, problem.
Mm-hmm.
So, like I said, on the way up, when I decided to DreamHack Atlanta last year, first streaming convention I'd ever done, and I'd been streaming for going on now 3 years. I did 2 years on Twitch, and that was a whole situation. Moved to Kick. Kick said they were going to DreamHack. I said, you know what? I'm going to do DreamHack.
Cool.
I'm going to try to get to know more Kick creators, try to get to involve myself a little bit more. So for me, it was basically, okay, this is going to suck. I know it's going to suck, but I need to do this if I'm going to put my heart and soul and give 100% effort. And I'm a firm believer that if you want to do something in life and you want to enjoy it, you want it to be a passion, you give it 100%. You don't half-ass anything. Go all in. So I said, all right, I'm going to go in. I'm going to go to DreamHack. DreamHack was great. I did get to meet a lot of people, got to understand philosophies, and I had a partner from Kick come up to me and go, bro, I appreciate you being authentic and being yourself, because I can tell that the you that I see in person has been the you that I've seen on stream.
Well said. That's awesome.
That has stuck with me the remainder of the time. And big shout out to Graves, because he's the one that came up to me and said that. That meant the world, because that is the image I want to give. I want people to understand that the product, the person that they see behind the camera is the same person you're going to get in the flesh. And nothing's ever going to change. Because there are people who will go online, they'll put on this facade, they'll put on this magical makeup, they'll have this entire persona, and then be a complete 180 when you meet them in person, and then complain about why people don't associate with them. Like, people won't associate with you if you give them this image of just straight narcissism or straight drama, negativity. People don't want that. People come into people's streams to have a good time, to be able to relate to the
I agree.
to be able to de-stress, have a few laughs. They don't come in for, people to be just straight negative 24/7.
Yeah. I like how you said that, man, because that's how I try to carry myself. And this is the reason I like traveling and doing these conversations, because I get to meet people and see how they carry themselves. I always feel like I'm learning from people, even from this conversation we're coming up. You're talking a little bit about your life and stuff like that. That is, That is crazy. And then for you to put yourself out there and know that you have to work on yourself and you're pursuing this. I love hearing that because I was, I was talking to Banjo Shark earlier, and it's inspiring to hear shit like that. I love talking to people and hearing like, hey man, I'm having a hard time with this or whatever, but I'm doing this. I'm trying to get better. I'm trying to pursue this. And I feel like these conversations aren't talked about enough. And that's why I want to talk to more creators, because how you were saying, like, you can only talk about so much when you're on stream, but when you're in person and you get to sit down and talk to somebody like, oh shit, I didn't know that about you. I didn't know about that. There's more than what's going on the stream. And I feel like in person, you get that genuine conversation and feedback from somebody.
Something that I've noticed over the course of the years that I've been doing is the fact that society as a whole tends to think that content creators and streamers think very highly of themselves and think they're better than everybody else. And I said since the day I started streaming, I know I'm human. Human beings are not perfect. Obviously, if you're religious or whatever, you have your one person that is all omnipotent, can do no wrong. Cool, that's your belief. But the reality is we are all human and we all make mistakes. So it takes more responsibility to be able to admit that you are human, to be able to admit that you are never going to be 100% correct in any decision, but that you're willing to grow from it, learn from it, and improve on it. That way you can not only grow as a human being, but as a creator and streamer. Because the thing that people tend to forget about is we have the power of social media. At the touch of a button, we can go worldwide and speak to anybody on the planet. And you have the power to influence somebody's life. And a lot of people don't think about that because they're so focused on themselves that they don't understand that anything they say or do has a broader range and impact on anybody's life. I've seen people who literally model their entire lifestyle after some of these higher content creators.
Mm-hmm.
Some of them are good. Some of them, like I mentioned to you before, not so good.
Yeah.
And it's been my firm belief that as a father of two boys,
me too.
As a father of two boys, my boys want to be streamers. Mm-hmm. They saw what I was doing. They're like, Dad, we want to do this.
Yeah.
And I told them, it's like, I don't want you watching YouTube. I don't want you watching people IRL streaming on YouTube. They're like, well, why not? It's like, because half the time the people you see on IRL are not doing something that's savory.
Yeah.
You need to understand that you are being raised in a certain manner to be respectful to people, to understand that people have feelings, to not lie, to not cheat, to not steal, right? You need to understand these tenements, because if you plan on streaming, people will respect you more for those tenements rather than if you just say, screw it, I'm going to do whatever I want and F you guys.
Yeah.
And a lot of people don't realize that, yes, you get these, are you 17 or are you 18 or older messages, but any 13-year-old with a brain can freaking click on that and say, yeah, I'm 18.
Yeah, of course, yeah.
And you never know who's in your chat.
Yeah.
Like, for example, Twitch, you have a creator dashboard, but there's ways of going around that.
Yeah.
So where people don't know who's actually watching.
Mm-hmm.
Fake accounts, they're a thing.
Yeah.
Kick doesn't even have a creator dashboard. I hope they're working on it, I hope. But you don't even know who's in your stream.
Yeah.
So you never know at any point in time who's watching your product and what example you're setting for the next generation.
Yeah.
And I wish people would take the time to think about that, because you are leaving a digital footprint, regardless if you realize it or not. And something that's been really, really adamant here lately is the First Amendment, freedom of speech, being able to say and do what you want. And like I tell people, First Amendment only saves you from the government.
Mm-hmm.
Actions have consequences at the end of the day. So with you supposed to be representing yourself, any brands you're affiliated with, being a sponsor, and being a social media influencer, because there's 5 things that you are: content creator, streamer, ambassador for you and any brands, promoter. Mm-hmm. Because guess what? When you sign,
you're doing all this stuff.
When you sign an affiliateship or you get partnered or anything with any brand or any company, you're selling product.
Yeah.
And it's a two-way street. You sell the product, the company reinforces you, you work and grow together, and you come up together. That's how that business relationship works.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of people don't understand that. But the last thing is a social media influencer. Like I said, you have the power the moment you hit go live, or the moment you put that tweet out where everybody in the world can read it or listen to it or watch it.
Yeah.
That's a lot of power.
Mm-hmm.
That's a lot of power. And people underestimate that power because that kind of power can make changes.
Mm-hmm.
And kids see that. You can't tell me kids don't get on Twitter.
Yeah.
I know for a fact they do.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
So it's one of those things where you have to sit there and think about what impression do I want to leave, not only for myself, but for the generation coming up. That's why my one of my slogans for my stream is define your legacy. How do you want to be remembered?
Yeah.
When all is said and done, what good did you bring? And what standards, what did you leave behind that people can remember you by? Were you remembered as the guy that wanted everybody to succeed in life and try to set the example for people coming up? Or do you want to be the guy that was only worried about himself and didn't care about anyone and made it worse?
Yeah.
That's what people have to think about.
Yeah. Man, that was really insightful. The way you carry yourself and your thought process, man, I like hearing that, because me too, as I've gotten older, I'm more conscientious of myself, my product, my kids like watching my streams. I stopped cussing. You know, like I want to be a good example. I want to show them that I'm pursuing this and doing this. And also too, when I work with other people and talk with other people, I don't want them to think that I'm just an a-hole or a jackass trying to do the way I carry myself. I'm building my brand. I'm building myself. I don't want anybody to think that, oh, you're an idiot, you're wasting your time, or like, look at this guy, he's this way and then this way, another way. Like, I don't ever want to be like that, man. So I love hearing that. It's like, I love hearing people take this serious, because I'm serious in my own way. I mean, I'm still a full-time IT guy. You know, I have mortgage, I got car payments, I have kids, I'm married, I got stuff going on. But when I'm doing this, I'm taking time away from all that other stuff. So I'm not doing it just to do it. You know what I mean? So that's how I carry myself. So I love hearing that kind of stuff. With all that being said, man, so were you always growing up playing games, and how did you lead to streaming?
So, so I've played games since I was little. I'm going to age check you here. Do you remember the old Atari system?
I do.
Remember Star Wars?
I don't remember Star Wars.
Star Wars and Pong.
Okay.
That's what I grew up on.
Nice.
So I went from the Atari to the Super Nintendo, and we're not going to talk about how many times I failed Lion King. Okay?
Right.
We can leave that alone. But like Lion King, Aladdin, Super Mario World, Killer Instinct,
Hell yeah,
Combat 1 and 2,
hell yeah,
all that stuff. That was my go-to. And then they took my Super Nintendo and they traded it in for a PS1. So I was like, all right, cool, whatever, not a big deal. So I played PS1, PS2, Kingdom Hearts,
nice,
Battlefront,
nice,
like all the classics.
Dope, man.
Grew up on that. And then they got an Xbox, and I was like, all right, y'all can have the Xbox. I don't care about that. But they ended up getting Unreal Tournament for the Xbox. I was like, all right, I'll play Unreal Tournament. That's fine. PS3 came out, and I was like, all right, cool. And then the Xbox 360 debuted. Halo 3, Resident Evil 5. Those were my two go-tos.
That's what's up.
Halo 3 tournaments at the house. I had
the LAN parties, bro.
I had a collectible Master Chief helmet, and we used to have weekend trials, and the winner of the trials would get to take that helmet home, and it basically would be their trophy in their room for a week.
Nice.
They had to bring it back for the next week.
That's so cool.
So, unfortunately, that helmet is no longer in existence.
Right.
But, time. Right? Yeah. But after that, I got into PC gaming. And the first game I played on the PC was World of Warcraft.
Mm-hmm.
And I started on it in the very end of vanilla. And I was 12 at the time, maybe. My dad walked in at 3 in the morning and goes, son. And I go, huh? And he goes, getting my ass whooped. Think you can play World of Warcraft? Is that the game you play? Uh-huh. Yeah, doesn't look too hard. Good, I'm making you an account. I'll pay for your first month. Here, get on, level up. Like,
nice.
3 in the morning on a Saturday. Okay, Dad. Sure. So that's how that all started, and then streaming. So I briefly touched on this with you on the way up, but for streaming, I had a lot of personal crap going on. My ex-wife ran off with an army dude while I was in South Korea. Had a relationship. Told me she wanted a divorce 2 days after Christmas. Boys ratted her out and told me that she had been seeing somebody while I was in Korea. Suicide. My mental health tanked to the point of suicide. The military didn't want to do anything. So then I had to scramble to change orders from a company to unaccompanied. Got to Italy, started COVID. When I left Korea, COVID was just creeping into South Korea.
Oh, that's so crazy.
When I got to Italy, which was ground zero, COVID hadn't hit the base yet. So I was there at the start of COVID for the base.
Dang.
When I got there, remember what I told you? I'm going through a divorce. I had to go on the way from Korea to Italy. I had to stop to get my truck. Got the truck, put on a boat, shipped over to Italy. Got to Italy within the first 2 weeks, because it takes you 2 weeks to end process. The first 2 weeks of being on base, they tried to ship me on a deployment. Military didn't care. They said that they had a staff sergeant there, but he wanted to play hockey in the winter, so they weren't going to send him. I was like, so didn't have anything to my name other than the truck. The truck was still on the boat. Didn't have anybody there in Italy to help me. Still going through all this other crap. Didn't know when I was going to see my kids. Mental health tanked, like straight tanked. And I'd already tried to commit suicide in Korea because I just didn't, like, I was at wits and I didn't know what to do. Luckily, I'm still here, so you see how well that went. But a buddy of mine, I ended up getting a computer in Korea, or not in Korea, in Italy. And a buddy of mine, I started getting back into World of Warcraft, and one of the things I enjoyed doing was doing rated battlegrounds. And I used to lead rated battlegrounds, which I still do from time to time, even to this day. And a buddy of mine, who was a streamer, his name was Flarkness, he told me, he's like, hey, you should try streaming. I was like, streaming? He's like, yeah, you should try, like, you see how I stream on Twitch? I was like, yeah. He's like, you lead RBGs rather well. Like, why don't you stream? So I sat there and I thought about it. I was like, all right, I'll give it a shot. So streaming started off just playing RBGs, but then it ended up turning into my mental health route. Because what people don't realize in the military is there is a stigma for mental health in the military. If you go to mental health in the military, you are basically seen as worthless. You get blacklisted from all TDYs. Nobody wants to talk to you. Command won't even recognize you. You won't get put up for awards. Nothing. You are basically seen as the bottom for simply going to get your mental health checked. They don't like that. So I couldn't use the military. Couldn't use my family because there's a lot of family problems. Like I said, I'm still going through that divorce.
Mm-hmm.
So couldn't talk to my kids, couldn't talk to the ex, couldn't talk to my own parents.
Bro.
I had no one. And I'm over here in a country where COVID is running rampant and I'm in solitude because they started locking it down. And people tend to forget, Italy calls itself a republic, but it's a socialist country. You don't do what they say, you are in jail.
Crazy.
No questions, no ifs, ands, or buts. Like, for me to move around during COVID, I had to have a signed letter from the commandant of the base that was Italian and the base commander that was American. I had to have both on me at all times in order to move. Otherwise, I could get arrested and jailed. So, stressful. High stress situation. No one to turn to. Streaming became my outlet.
That's so awesome to hear.
It became my outlet to vent, to talk about my problems, to talk about what I was going through. And I had many a breakdown. There's one instance, and I don't know because they cleansed their videos after a couple of months, where we were doing RBGs, and it was, I don't know if it was a fundraiser or if it was a charity event, it was something. I broke down midway through, and I ended up having to cancel the rest of the stream because I could not hold it together. I told him, look, bro, I can't do this. I'm in tears right now. I'm like, I can't do this. It became my outlet. Obviously, things have improved vastly since then.
Mm-hmm.
Thankfully, I'm no longer in the military. I'm medically retired, 100% permanent, totally disabled with the VA. So I'm able to do streaming, but I don't consider it a job. I consider it a passion. Because when you enjoy something, you don't ever consider like, oh, well, put tidy whities on, go do this 9 to 5.
Yeah, no shit, right?
Like, worst outlook ever. That's a job.
Mm-hmm.
You don't enjoy it. It's a job. It pays the bills. You go home. You don't want to have to worry about it.
Exactly.
A passion is something that you have a love for. You wake up in the morning and you go, you know what? I'm ready to whoop today's butt. I'm ready to get up. I'm ready to go do this. I'm ready to have some fun. And you stay positive the entire time. That's how I view streaming. My stream family, and I don't call it a community for a reason. I'll explain why. My stream family is the one reason why I'm able to keep going. Because through my darkest hour, they were there to raise me up and tell me, hey, man, you're not alone. We got you. We understand this. I had veterans. I had active duty. I had people that were at my old bases. I had regular gamers coming through and understanding my experiences and understand, hey, we're here for you. We got you. And that family moved when I moved from Twitch, because what people don't realize is I went through a lot of hate on Twitch. People were making fake accounts. I had hate raids. People told me to go kill myself.
Gee, bro.
They told me to kill myself. Told me I was not a good father figure for my kids. They said Trump was going to order the mass murder of all veterans. They said veterans were garbage. Like, it went on for a whole year.
That is insane.
I kept reporting it to Twitch. Twitch wouldn't do anything. Then, if that wasn't bad enough, I am a firm believer that you should not have to feel obligated or entitled to have to subscribe or donate to a channel to enjoy the content.
Okay, well said.
And I tell people this even on my Kick channel. I'm like, I don't want you to do anything. I'm not here to beg for money. I want you to just be here because you want to be.
That's dope.
People, and it's something I learned the hard way when I first started off. People's presence in streams is just as valuable as money because time is money. If somebody's taking the time out of their day to spend it with you, that speaks just as much volumes as if they gave you $20.
Yes.
Something I learned the hard way because I saw buddies of mine that used to pop into my stream. They would go into other streams and they would stop coming by after a while and they'd just be in other people's streams chilling. I was like, oh, well, you claim you're my friend. Why the hell are you not here? Why are you not supporting? Worst take ever.
Yep. I think everybody goes through that at some point.
But some people don't understand that it's bad because they, oh, you're my friend. You're supposed to support me. Nobody is entitled to anyone's time, money, or presence. That includes corporations and companies. Just because you're affiliated or sponsored by somebody doesn't mean that the CEO is required to be in your stream or that the social media PR person is supposed to be in your stream the moment you hit that go live button. They got a business to run.
Yeah.
They're not required to be there. If they're there, that means they see, they want to spend time with you and they're there because, they want to enjoy the atmosphere. They want to see what you got going on. They want to check in on you. They're not required to be there. You are the one that chose to be that affiliate. You are the one that chose to be that sponsor or that sponsee or that partner. You chose that. You went into that relationship with them. They didn't come crying to you.
Yeah.
So it's on you if you want them to be there, it's on you to make it worth their while.
Yeah.
Again, something a lot of people don't understand. So for me, it's like I don't want anybody to feel like they're obligated to be here. Your presence means everything.
Yeah.
Well, Twitch, when they brought out ads, because they went from 70-30 to 50-50.
Yeah, I remember, yeah.
When they went 50-50, they brought out the ad revenue and said, okay, our ad revenue is going to boost whatever you got. Biggest lie ever.
Right.
You get maybe $20, $30 from ads.
Yeah. And that's running that shit all the time.
Yeah, exactly. So I told them, I was like, I'm not going to run ads. And people were subscribed to the channel, like, hey, man, we're getting pre-roll ads. We're going to try to, we want to watch your content. We're not really. I was like, okay, no problem. So I sit here, I'm playing around with the ads, turning all the ads off, trying to make sure everything's good. I'm sitting here getting DMs. Hey, bro, are you running ads? No. And they're sending me videos where Twitch is literally forcing them to watch ads, even though they're subscribed to the channel.
Yeah.
No. I don't. At that point, that is Twitch taking money, having what they give to the creator. And bear in mind, what bothers me the most is when somebody subscribes to your channel, they're supporting not the platform, they're supporting the creator.
Correct.
So when the platform's already taken half, even more than half, because you got to think of the surcharge fees.
Yeah, the fees. Well. Yeah, those are included
Twitch,
too.
So when I was streaming on Twitch, it was $6 a sub. I was getting maybe $2.50 of that.
Yep.
Because they would take 50 cents off the top of the dollar on top of the $3 already.
Mm-hmm.
So you're getting less than 50.
Mm-hmm.
And then they'll just force people who are trying to support the creator to force people to have to watch ads on top of it. Wrong.
Yeah.
Like morally wrong. People are there to enjoy the creator, not to support the platform.
Yeah.
So after the whole year of the hate raids, Twitch, being greedy, being what it was, because they just had to put Jeff Bezos on the moon or put him out in orbit. Just had to do it. So after all that, I had heard of Kick, and and originally I wasn't going to swap to Kick when it started because I was like, okay, Stake, gambling company, they're Australian, they got some lawsuits that are looking like it's going against them right now. Maybe this isn't going to go.
You're doing your homework. I like that you're saying that. I did the same thing. Yeah, you listen to what I'm getting into.
And it's like maybe this won't turn out so great. So let me hold off on that for a minute. Let me just see if Twitch turns around. Obviously, Twitch did not turn around.
Nope.
So after a couple of months, I was like, okay, I want to try Kick. I want to see what the vibes are like over at Kick. Because now I'm hearing some decent things about 95 to 5 pay. I was like, okay, now you get 95% of your sale money?
Mm-hmm.
Bet.
Mm-hmm.
No ads? Perfect.
Mm-hmm.
I'm all in. And they're all like, well, what about the toxicity and the gambling? I'm like, listen, if you're judging somebody based on the platform that they're streaming on, you are the one that is morally wrong. The platform may be imperfect. All platforms are imperfect.
Yeah. Hell,
we just went through Twitch's censor bar criteria where it turned into Pornhub 2.0 for a hot minute, right?
Dude, that was so crazy. I couldn't believe that. That's a whole other thing, but yeah.
Yeah, it's a whole other thing. I'm not going to dive into it. But
Yeah.
every platform has its imperfections.
Correct.
No platform is perfect, whether it's Twitch, Twitter, Facebook gaming, Kick, TV Live, Rumble, YouTube.
Yeah.
Nobody's perfect. Not in live space now.
Yeah.
No platform is perfect. There's always going to be some weirdo that's making it bad.
Yeah.
You have to find the good apples within the bad and go, okay, I'm here to support this person. Because the only way change is made on a platform is when people stay on the platform and show that platform and the people who run it that they are committed to it and they want better.
Yeah.
The moment you remove yourself off the platform and you start crying and complaining and griping, they're not going to listen to you.
Yeah.
Because they see that you're not invested because of the fact that you're doing all this, but yet you moved on.
Yeah.
And as I told people, at some point you're going to run from platform to platform to platform. You don't know where to go.
Yeah. And that's what I like that you say that, because you've all made like really good points and things like that, because it's true. I mean, I feel like for me, like, I just multi-stream because I can't stream as much as I would like, right? So I just put myself everywhere, and they're like, why don't you just pick one and build your community there? I'm like, for me, I've pulled back on live stream because I just don't have the time to. So I started doing more VODs and just more podcast stuff, and evolving as a creator myself. And I feel like it is important to try to, figure things out. And because, for a while, you're right. Some people were just jumping around trying to find a home, and they just kept complaining and not working. It's like, okay, well, you got to find somewhere where you feel comfortable and you see yourself growing with the platform as well. Because Kick did give that opportunity for a lot of people, and they were like, all right, cool. And, I've heard great things. I'm not heavy into Kick, but I have an account and I stream there, and I'm still getting to know people. But you're right. There is a wrong in every platform. It doesn't even matter what platform you're on. There's something bad.
And here's the thing: is a lot of people will gripe and they'll say, "Oh, Kick is streamer for streamer, and there's not really a community or anything like that." And then I go, "What have you done to grow outside of your bubble?
Yeah.
Have you stepped out of your comfort? Have you come to these conventions to actually meet people face to face and get to have a conversation with them? Have you opened a conversation at all with any of these streamers? Have you taken the time to be in their streams and listen to their conversations and how they conduct business? Or are you just hitting go live and expecting people to gravitate to you?"
Yes, because that's what's supposed to happen.
And you expect people to show up.
Yeah.
And because that doesn't happen, you get mad.
Yep.
And that's a lot of what happens. And I hate that mentality because, again, entitlement. No one is entitled to anything. Your own life is not even entitled to you. You could walk out that door and you can't guarantee me if someone's going to run your butt over the moment you walk out that door, because you don't know.
Yeah.
You don't know. So if your own life is not guaranteed to you, what is somebody else's time?
Yeah.
No, you have to come humble, and you have to come with expectations that, listen, if I want people to be here, I need to put myself out there.
Mm-hmm.
And that, again, social anxiety. In order for people to understand why I say the things I say and why I talk about the things I talk about as far as mental health and my life and my journey, I've got to go out there and show them who I am.
That's awesome.
Go out there and have that conversation in person and show them, hey, I am who I say I am, right? And that's why I was glad I went to Kick, because ever since I've been on Kick going on 8 months now. Okay, I'm going to throw some statistics your way because I know people love stats. 2 years on Twitch, 2,600 followers. Most of those are probably hate bots.
Yeah, easily, for sure.
The highest check I ever got in 1 month, looking at the money, was maybe roughly $750. And that was when it was 70-30. The moment it went from 70-30 to 50-50 the following month, I had made maybe 400.
Mm-hmm.
Following month, 200.
Yep.
After that, I didn't even get a check. On Kick, in 8 months, I am approaching 1,100 followers. My highest paycheck has been $750, and I've been anywhere from $400 to $500 by the blessing of my family and those that I respect. And as a guy that's on 100% disability, like, understand, just because I'm on disability, half that money's gone the moment for rent, bills, whole 9 yards. So I'm still having to work for groceries and everything else on what I got. So whatever I get off a Kick is a blessing.
Yeah.
Right. But a lot of people, they look at these stats and they go, oh, well, the money's great and all, but, morality. Well, I dare anybody to go on my stream, go on my channel, look at my Twitter, and tell me when I don't hold people accountable.
Yeah.
But there's a right way and a wrong way of doing it. When when you want to make change, you want to show people that you are here to help make change and make things better. You have to come from a neutral standpoint. It doesn't matter if it's people you love, people you hate. You have to approach it with logic. And that's something people don't like, logic, because they want a short-term fix and they just want it that way at that point in time.
Mm-hmm.
You can't do that. You have to approach everything from a neutral standpoint, say how everybody could be better, and basically give a roadmap for new creators who may be lurking in your stream, or even experienced creators that may not be thinking about these things, and go, listen, if you guys want to succeed, these are the things you need to think about. Pose it as a question to force people to have to think instead of just giving them direct statements to where they don't have to think and they don't have to listen. Force them to use that gray map. You'll be surprised at how much, oh, you know what? He's right about that. Maybe I don't need that. That's why I leave my DMs open for everybody. Someone's like, if you ever have a question or anything, like, I'm a human being. Just because I hit go live on Kick and I have all these followers and whatever, doesn't mean I'm better than you.
Yeah.
Doesn't mean I'm more important than you. I'm just me.
Mm-hmm.
You guys come in, you grace me with your presence, we have a good time and whatnot, but at the end of the day, I'm just a human being.
Yeah.
I'm nobody important. So I leave my DMs open for people who have genuine questions, who want to have a voice, want to have an ear, want to be able to do it, or just need somebody to talk to. And thanks to Kick, I've been able to have that luxury, because on Twitch, you couldn't do that on Twitch, because every other message was a hate message.
Yeah.
And the thing, and this is just a personal opinion at this point, Twitch was more about what can I do for me.
Mm-hmm.
There was no camaraderie, there was no togetherness, unless you went to TwitchCon, in which case people would come together and be like, oh man, I know you, and fangirl, and then the next, as soon as TwitchCon's over, back to what you were doing.
Yep.
With Kick, again, this is my second convention, but I've had the opportunity to be in people's streams, talk, hype it up, laugh, chuckle, have conversations on stream, and then be able to come into a convention setting or come into a public setting and continue those conversations as if we've known each other for years.
Yeah.
As if there's never been a problem in the world. That is a community that you aspire to have.
Mm-hmm.
And the fact that you have staff, because a lot of people don't know it, some people may or may not know, but Andrew is staff. Santa Maria is here, and he's staff. And he comes in and he supports all the Kick creators, not just partners, all of us, affiliates, verified, partners. He supports each and every single one of us and has a conversation. And I give him a lot of love for that, because when's the last time you saw a Twitch staff show up to
No shit, right?
When's the last time you saw any other platform show up to a convention out of the blue, staff to support their creators?
Mm-hmm.
You don't see that unless it's their own thing. TwitchCon, Twitch staff is there. That's why.
Of course.
It's in the name.
Yep.
You go to DreamHack, that's who you don't see.
Right.
Exactly. These guys care about their community, and they want everybody to do well, and they sit there and they take the time to listen to stories. They ask you what you got, how your stream's going, what your future plans are. And when you sit there and you have a down-to-earth conversation with them, it surprises them, because they want to see your drive. They want to see your ambition. They want to see what are you trying to improve?
Yeah.
Have you plateaued? Or are you just here?
Yeah.
And when they see that you have ambition, you have drive, you have that passion, they latch onto that and they go, okay, this guy has an idea.
Mm-hmm.
Let's help him.
Yeah.
Let's make sure that this dude is somebody that we want on the platform that we want to be seen.
Exactly.
And that's something that a lot of people don't understand, because they don't take the time to have those conversations. They don't take the time to come out here. And I get it. Yeah, money's tight. Economy sucks. I get it.
Mm-hmm.
This is coming from a dude on disability that does not have a 9-to-5.
Yeah.
You have to find a way to be able to get out of your comfort zone, to be able to have those conversations. And I encourage everybody to at least make one trip.
Mm-hmm.
One trip somewhere. Doesn't whatever's local to you that costs less money.
Yeah.
Like whether it's DreamHack, whether it's Lootfest, which this has been an absolute riot. I've loved every.
Yeah, this is awesome.
Whether it's Midwest Fest in Kansas City, go somewhere that you can, PAX East, PAX West, go somewhere that is local, that you're able to save money on. Ask, hey, is there going to be platform representation here? Is Kick going to be here?
Mm-hmm.
If not, okay, was there going to be Kick creators here?
Mm-hmm.
Start asking that question. Go out there, have these conversations with guys. Get yourself out more, because then word travels. It's like banana phone. As soon as you start having a conversation with one dude, that dude tells the next person, that person tells the next three, and it trickles. And then people start showing up like, hey, I heard about you from so-and-so.
Yeah.
This is, you're down to earth and you're a humble guy. I'm all about it. You mind, tell me a little bit about yourself?
Yeah.
And then you're able to have that dialogue.
Yep.
And it's amazing what happens when you have that. And that's something I've been blessed to be able to do for quite some time because of the fact that I've been able to have that open line of communication for so long. And I'm thankful because, like I said, 2 years on Twitch. Nothing.
Nada.
Kick, 8 months. Feels like home.
Mm-hmm.
Literally. And that's why I call my online presence with all of my supporters, I call that a family. A community comes, they can build a house and they can stay there for 3 months, say, I hate this place, and leave and never talk to you again. That's a community.
Mm-hmm.
A family, if they come in and they build a house and they're there for 3 months, they go, okay, you know what? We're going to leave this house here because we may come back, but we're going to go over here for a little bit, but we're going to stay in touch.
Yeah.
That's a family.
Yeah.
Because you never lose them.
Yeah.
They may pick up and move from Kick to Twitch, or Twitch to Kick to Live Space, or whatever the case, or multi-stream.
Yeah.
They're still going to be there to support you. They're still going to have that open line of communication. Be like, hey, man, checking in on you. How you doing?
Yeah.
You doing all right?
That's what's up.
And that's something that Kick has fostered a lot more of than Twitch.
Yeah.
And I'm thankful for that.
Yeah. I like the fact that, with all that you were saying, like you being open and personal about what you got going on, and, people can relate to different things and aspects of your life, and you being so open, you not only you're inspiring, you're working on yourself, you're honest, the way you're carrying yourself. That's like things like, that's why I like having these conversations, because I tell people to be successful in anything, you have to get out of your comfort zone. You kept saying that, which is good. You have to keep learning new things. You have to keep adding tools to your box and talking to people and how you carry yourself on and off the camera. I think that's very important, because when people see that, they're like, I met this guy and he was exactly what he was on camera and in person. This is why I like the guy, and this is why I could support, because we could all support each other from afar. We could all keep in touch from afar. It doesn't have to be like, hey man, you're not in my shit anymore. Where the hell you at? You know what I mean? I don't like being that way. I feel like we all have stuff going on. It is, and I want to touch on the time thing you said too. You're like, hey man, it's like, I tell people, it's a choice to click on the link. It's a choice to hit the like button. It's a choice to drop a comment, and it's a choice to even stay in there for X amount of time. So anytime you guys are willing to give me, I am appreciative of that, because you could be anywhere else, but you're in here chilling with me for a little bit and shooting the breeze.
And the thing is like, even like, I still have my Twitch account, even though I'm a bit of a troll, I'm not going to lie. And when you click on my Twitch account, it says, we have moved to Kick.
Yeah.
Like, I've made it clear. If you want to follow me, go to the Kick account.
Yeah.
Right? Am I technically supposed to do that?
Who cares?
But I don't stream on Twitch. Like, I was originally considering multi-streaming from Twitch, but when you look at the multi-streaming rules for Twitch, you can't even address the platform that the chat is on. If you have a different
the
chat,
overlay,
you can only talk to them, but you can't say, hey, so-and-so from Kick.
Yeah.
Because now you're giving Kick promotion.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, what's Kick? Huh?
Yeah.
Twitch doesn't like that.
Mm-hmm.
I don't agree with that.
Yeah.
I think there should, because Twitch's argument was, well, we want to be on the same level. No, you want to be above them.
Yeah.
And I could see it clear as day.
Yeah, you guys could do that, but you can't do this.
Exactly. And I don't agree with that.
Yeah.
So that's why I have it multi-stream Twitch. And the thing that Andrew harped on about, because Andrew goes live on Kick himself, and he has a lot of, he talks about the Kick Creator Incentive Program. He talks about, the do's and don'ts of streamer etiquette, stuff like that, how you can grow your channel. And one of the things that Kick is doing better than Twitch is the Kick Creator Incentive Program. Because what people fail to realize is with Twitch, when you make Twitch's partner is basically our verified.
Mm-hmm.
You do the 75 hours, you do so many hours, you have so many followers. Cool. Now you have a chance to go from 50-50 to 60-40, possibly 70-30 if you're blessed.
Yeah.
That's just them going to a machine and going, okay, hit a dial.
Yep.
With Kick, you still get 95-5 for all your subs.
Mm-hmm.
But if you make the Kick Creator Incentive Program, you get paid additional money per stream on top of what you get for your subs, because they want your community, they want your family to already be a part of your stream. Mm-hmm. So they're counting on you to be making revenue off your stream already.
Yeah.
Subs and donations.
Yeah, don't depend on this only. Yeah.
They expect, if you're doing what you're supposed to be doing, your streaming family is going to come in and they're going to support you out of the wazoo. So this extra money that you're getting is designed to help you with your long form, short form YouTube content. Because at the end of the day, what you're trying to do is you're trying to make this content on Instagram, trying to make this content on Twitter, trying to make this content for YouTube. And you're attracting viewers from Twitch, from D-Live, from LiveSpace, from Facebook. You're attracting all these dudes. They're watching your content and go, oh, this dude streams on Kick. Let me swing my Kick real quick and see what's going on. So you're slowly picking people off these other platforms and bringing them into your home and your family here on Kick. And you get to keep, like, you get more money to be able to do that instead of just the touch of a button.
Yeah.
Right. You get to keep the same amount of subs, but you get extra money on top of it. And that's why the KCIP has more restrictions on it, like higher CCV than stuff, because they want you to earn it. Yeah.
They're not just gonna give it to you. And I like all those hits you're tapping. There's another creator that I follow and I've been following, and he's on Kick, is Big E. I've been following him for like 3 years. The way he's carried himself and he talks, and I'm learning from people all the time. So when you're saying stuff like that, people don't know that enough. Like, if you're a creator and you want to carry yourself and pursue this, there's certain things you should be doing. You shouldn't depend on the platform to do that. You should already be established and doing all right. This is just a little oomph on top of that to keep doing what you're doing. You know what I mean?
It's not the platform's job to raise you to a standard of the Biggies and the Whittle Bears and the Braves and the Crow Gamings, and the Sergeant Jacksons or the Lupos, or I could rattle off more content creators. It's not the platform's job.
Yeah.
You are on their platform. In order for you to grow as a content creator, you have to access all forms of social media. And that's something I can even improve on. My YouTube is nothing. Straight nothing. No short form, no long form, nothing. And that's because I'm trying to find an editor to be able to get those high quality, long form, short form, because I want the best content I can put out there. If I'm going to do something, I want to do it all the way, not half-assed. So for me, I want the best product out there. I want to be able to talk to people about that, have that podcast loaded up on YouTube, and then use Kick to be able to do live streams as well, and do the podcast on Kick, and then load it up to YouTube. Like, I have a roadmap.
Yeah, good. That's good.
And that's the thing, is you have to at least have a roadmap.
Yeah.
If you can't do certain things because you're missing certain pieces of the puzzle, that's fine. But, pardon me, you have to be able to understand you have all these social media outlets to utilize at your disposal. You can load clips. Like, I load clips to Twitter. I load clips to Instagram. Snapchat even.
Yeah.
You'd be surprised how many people use Snapchat.
Dude, I used to use that shit all the time. I got to go back to it.
But people don't think about that, because the only thing they think about is, let me hit go live.
Yeah.
They don't think about all the extra things that you could do to grow. And you have to think, like, when we say streamer for streamer, okay, streamer for streamer, because streamers are watching you because they're not streaming, or they're in the middle of something. You think you get viewers in? You bring in by attracting attention.
Exactly.
If you're staying on your platform and you're not using all the other social media, you're not going to
talk that shit, dude.
You're not going to bring in any viewers.
I love it.
Knows what you're doing.
I love it, man.
So, and again, that's why all these requirements are set up to be this way, to be able to grow.
Yeah.
And that's why the KCIP is the way it is, because you have to have 150 CCV. You have to commit more hours. You have to stream for more days, right? But it's doable.
Yeah.
And this is coming from the guy that's still affiliate. 8 months. I have not hit verified yet. So you have affiliate, verified, then you have the KCIP. Out of all the requirements to hit verified, the only thing I'm missing is CCP. And I don't care. That will come when it comes.
I love that answer.
But when you look at, I still have access to the KCIP requirement. The only thing I'm missing for KCIP is my follower count and the CCV. Everything else I have. So the fact that I'm that close as an affiliate to being able to qualify for KCIP tells you how easy it is if you try.
Yes. If you just try.
If you
just try,
you wouldn't have the hours.
Yeah.
You wouldn't have the days. You wouldn't have the subs. You wouldn't have that if you didn't try. Because that will come in time if you put effort into what you are doing.
Well said, man.
And I don't consider this a job. I don't just,
yeah.
I want to cough, get this over.
Yeah.
I don't have them. I wake up and go, all right, what are we doing today? We're going to do some Overwatch 2. All right, I'm going to get my butt whooped and talk to chat, see how everybody's doing.
That's what's up.
All right, I'm going to be a bot disguised as a bot, playing a bot. Perfect. All right, I'm just going to queue up some Bastion. All right, cool. This team sucks. All right, we're going to go do something else. I'm going to go on a lunch break. I'll be right back.
Yeah.
And you sit there and you conversate and you have fun and you make those memorable moments. And people remember that and they clip the hell out of it because they use it against you later on Twitter to pick with you.
Yeah.
But that's the point. It's having an interaction.
Yes.
And people watching say, oh, this dude's friendly bannering. He's cutting up. He's enjoying himself. He's laughing.
Yes.
And this dude's got so many mental health problems. I don't think that's true.
Yeah.
Let me go find out what's actually going on. Because I've had that argument come up. They're like, You say you have all these problems, but yet you're over here laughing. And it's like, listen, when you create an environment in a home where you're able to de-stress and detox, you're not going to notice all this other stuff. And it's just as therapeutic for me as it is for the stream.
That's dope.
Just as therapeutic. Do you think I want to be miserable then 24/7?
Yeah.
Hell no.
Yeah.
I want to cut up. I want to have fun. Again, that's why my knee's hurting from the after party last night, right? Because I cut up.
Yeah.
I went and had fun. And that's how streaming should be. You should, if you're not having fun, you're doing it wrong. If you come in this with the mindset, all right, I got to make this much money in this kind of time frame for this.
Good fucking luck.
Or I'm not going to make rent. You're already putting yourself behind the eight ball. And there's a lot of people that do that. You can't do that. You have to come in and you have to love what you're doing.
Yes.
You have to love what you're doing.
I love it, man. I love the passion. Like you could hear it in just the way you carry yourself and what you're trying to do. And I love the fact that you bring up the mental health things, because that's like a lot of, those are some personal things that you brought up earlier, and I appreciate you being, you said I'm an open book, but for you to openly talk about that stuff, that's a lot of stuff going on, and people can relate to that and understand, like, look, this guy had XYZ going on and he's still here. And you know what? And he loves doing this, and that inspired me. And I look forward to him doing well and stuff like that, because I love hearing stuff like that, dude. I love hearing people overcoming, bettering themselves, looking inward, trying to do, you know what I mean? Because a lot of people don't take the time to understand that, you said we're all people, while we make mistakes, but we always try to do better, right?
And that's the thing, is if you don't have that open discussion, if you don't talk about it, people are going to follow in your footsteps. And how do you think that's going to make you feel? To know that you could have prevented something, or you could have shared your experiences. There's a lot about me that a lot of people don't know, and I've shared it on my stream openly. My life. Have you ever heard the terminology "beaten like a redheaded stepchild"?
Literally, right?
I am the middle child. Okay, that was my life story until I joined the military. Then a whole bunch of other
stuff,
right? And I tell my story and I talk about what happened because I don't want people to go down the same road or have the same experiences that I had. So if I'm able to share my story, so that way you can avoid repeating the same things that I have done.
Badass.
Then I have done my job.
Yes.
I have accomplished my goal, because I don't want people to have to go through what I went through. That's why I have these open discussions. That's why I rep Till Valhalla, because they are all about mental health. Currently wearing one of their shirts. That's why I'm in talks with multiple organizations who are supporting mental health. That's why I do as much charity work as I do.
That's so awesome, man.
Health. And again, that's why I keep my DMs open. Because I want people to have the opportunity where I didn't have anybody that had a voice outside of the stream.
Hell yeah.
I want them to know that there is somebody out there, at least one dude. He may not be the brightest crayon in the box, but there's one dude that's willing to hear you out, that is willing to be there in your corner and share his experiences and understand what you're going through and tell you that, hey, your fight's not over.
Yeah.
I got your 6. Fight's not over, but this is what you need.
Yeah.
I'm not a pessimist. I'm not an optimist. I'm a realist. For as much negative crap as there is in the world, there's a roadmap to make it a positive or a better experience. You just have to be willing to take those steps. And a lot of people get stuck on the negative and they don't think about the roadmap to get to a better place.
Mm-hmm.
And that's what I'm trying to encourage people to do, is think, because there's a thing in the streaming universe where people just positivity.
Yeah.
There's a reason why the yin and the yang is the way it is. You can't have positivity without having some sort of negativity. And if you don't address it and you don't get in front of it and you don't say, hey, you know what? This is what's going on. People won't see where the positive is. You show them the roadmap. Show them there is a way. And then when they run into that problem, you know what? I got this.
Yeah, that's dope, man. With that being said, before we wrap up this conversation, man, with all that stuff you got going on, I love hearing that and see what you got. So how do you see like yourself like moving forward within the next year? What kind of things do you see yourself doing and wanting to be doing, like in an ideal life, as long as everything's cool financially and stuff? Where do you see yourself in the next year or two?
I mean, the grateful part of being medically retired is I can do whatever the hell I want.
Mm-hmm.
So, like I said, I kind of gave Santa Maria the rundown of this already. We already have a tournament coming up. Farlight 84 tournament coming up at the end of March that we have an actual video game company sponsoring, and they're dropping the debut trailer for their new game during the tournament, which is massive.
Awesome.
We have an award show that we're working on at the end of the year for Kick specifically.
Cool. That's dope.
While it's going to be on my stream this year, we are working towards working hand in hand with Kick streaming itself to make it an actual in-person attendance.
That's dope.
So where, you know, you have your Academy Awards and all that crap. Well, I've got the Kick Streaming Awards that's voted on by the actual Kick community.
Hell yeah.
And it'll have trophies and awards, people, you know, and it'll be for Kick by Kick. So you'll have Kick musicians debuting music. Or
dude, that's so cool.
You'll have Kick craftsmen coming in, helping build the sets, helping, you know, build the trophies and the awards. You'll have social media managers and graphics artists coming up with posters and whatnot to help represent the whole 9 yards. That's a dream of mine.
That's
and
cool.
It's something that I think will allow us to bring the entire Kick family together to have a good time. Obviously, it's once a year, and I would like to do it before the holidays because
that makes sense.
The holidays is family time.
Of course.
Being a family man, I'm not trying to go do Thanksgiving, go to an award show, and then do Christmas. That's a lot of money.
Yeah, a lot.
Because you know damn well as soon as you're done buying the turkeys and stuff, and if you're already trying to put stuff in the savings account for Black Friday, that way you can get your Christmas shopping done. You can't tell me that's not the case.
Right.
So if I do it in October, or maybe do it the second week of November before Thanksgiving, everybody's able to do that.
Yeah,
we're good. Now everybody can enjoy the holidays. Good to go. Reset for the next year.
Nice.
So we got those two things going on. I'm going to be getting the YouTube and stuff up and running, having the podcast, having the Reality Check podcast, talking to veterans, getting their side.
Awesome, man.
Getting basically what you're doing with me is what I'll be doing with veterans, except I'll be having veterans on, asking why they stream, what their service time, telling, you know, service stories, talking about mental health and stuff like that. That's something I plan on doing. And then, I mean, I'm a full-time streamer. So for me, I'm not going anywhere.
Nice.
And I told, you know, I've said this since the time I started streaming on Kick, and I got a chance to talk to Kick staff. I got a chance to meet all these awesome creators and whatnot. I'm Kick for life. So when I have an opportunity to go to a convention, to go somewhere and talk about my experience, just like now, and explain why I'm Kick, I'm Team Kick, I'm taking it. So for me, 4 conventions. I do 4 conventions a year. This is convention number 1. DreamHack Dallas, I'll be there for that one. And then I'm going to fly out to Kansas City, do Midwest Fest. And then I'm going to take a nice little hiatus and get my pocketbook sorted before I go back to DreamHack in Atlanta, which is 4 hours down the road. I will, you know, and at any convention that's open to me, because I did apply for PAX East, got denied. It is what it is. But if I get accepted to PAX East, I'll go to PAX East. If I get accepted to PAX West, I'll go to PAX West.
Right.
You know, if there is a convention that's willing to have me, and Kick is willing to, you know, or if Kick is willing to be like, hey, we want to send you here to talk about your story, I'm in. Yeah. I'm all for it. I'm all about letting people know my story and letting people understand the mindset, because at the end of the day, I think it's a healthy mindset, and it's something that it's a fresh dose of reality. Yeah, is what it is. And I don't think highly of myself. Like I said, I'm just another dude. I'm just me at the end of the day. But the more people that can hear my story, I feel like it's the better chance for people to start thinking outside the box of what a normal, typical starting streamer thinks. That way they can start that process of growing and maturing into a more formidable streamer to be able to put better product out and get themselves out there. And that's what I'm here for.
Yeah. I love that, because I when I first started too, I didn't have much help, and I figured things out. And if I could point somebody in the right directions of do's and don'ts and little things, like I don't try to gatekeep, and like I always try to give people like the positive side of the possibilities you can do. And I like how you kept saying realistic, because I tell people you got to be realistic when it comes to this kind of stuff. You know what I mean? I have friends, hey man, I see you killing it, and I'm like, I ain't doing shit. Yeah, I don't feel like I'm doing anything. I'm still striving and getting better and doing everything, because I don't, like how you said, I'm just another dude too. I'm just another dude. You know? Well,
that's the thing. Like even this weekend, people are like, dude, you've been active on Twitter. Everybody's talking about you on Twitter. And I was like, well, it's either a good thing or a bad thing. Which, in your case, which one is it? They're like, you're involved in some drama and stuff. And I was like, listen, if you see me involved in drama, it's usually because I'm trying to attack it with a neutral standpoint. I want people to think from a neutral standpoint and ask questions. I don't want people to just hop on a bandwagon and be what I like to call a fair weather person, where they go wherever they think the wind is blowing, where the public opinion is strongest, and be part of the cool kids club and clout chase. That's the one thing you don't want to do as a content creator or streamer, because now you're setting yourself up in a position to fail. Yeah. You want to be able to look at things logically from a neutral standpoint and base your own decision on the research that you conduct. And that's why I talk about certain topics the way that I talk about them. I ask questions. What do you think this would do? What do you think that would do? Because you can have your short-term solution. You can have your short-term Band-Aid. But if you want something to be better, you have to think long-term. So what can you do long-term that will improve the situation or improve the product or improve the company or improve the platform? Those are the kind of questions you have to ask. And you don't want to do it, menacingly or with
or bitching or
that. You want to come at it open and honest, because that's how you start conversation, is open and honest. If you come in biased, people aren't going to want to listen to you because they already know that you're not willing to be receptive to other people's conversations.
Mm-hmm.
And that's something that a lot of people don't understand.
Yeah.
So it's like that. Again, that's why I go to these conventions and I talk about these things, and the person you see behind the camera,
same
person.
Yeah, man.
That don't change. Now you already know what the expectation is.
Mm-hmm.
So saves me a lot of hassle.
Right. What did I say that one time? No, man, I appreciate you coming up here and answering. Like I said, I took the time to reach out and you took the time to respond. And I appreciate that, man, because, I feel like having these conversations and talking to other content creators, we all learn from each other and we get a different perspective on life and the way we carry ourselves and what we're all trying to pursue in our own ways, man. So thank you so much for your time and coming up here, man.
I appreciate you allowing me to come up.
Yeah, man, of course, man.
Like I said, not a whole lot of people ask me for my 2 cents. And I get it. It's 2 cents. It's not worth a whole lot. But when given an opportunity to talk, I'm all about taking the opportunity because they don't come often. When an opportunity knocks, you should always listen. Obviously, if you're not comfortable with the situation or you feel like it's not something you can speak on, at that point, make your judgment.
Of course.
But when you're somebody who's in my position and your worst day is debating on whether or not you're going to wake up in the morning, any day is a good day to talk.
That's awesome, man.
And the more people that hear my story, the more people that are willing to come in and let me be a part of it, I'm honored and I'm humbled, because there's 5 million other content creators who are doing the exact same thing I'm doing.
Right.
And I was asked to come share my story.
Mm-hmm.
And that's the most humbling thing to think of. So thank you from the bottom of my heart for giving me the opportunity.
Thank you, man. I appreciate that. Thank you, man. Yeah, man, because I'm looking forward to just getting to know you more and more and stuff like that, man. But thank you for coming out, bro. Let everybody know what your schedule is. Obviously they can find you quick. What your schedule is.
There's a landing page. There is some technical difficulties with the landing page at the moment, which we are getting sorted out. Apparently, it's not on anybody's end, but like a larger corporation. But it's defineyourlegacy.net is the landing page. If you go there, it has the stream schedule. It has the Kick site. It has who we're affiliated by, who we're partnered with.
I went and saw that. Okay, cool.
It has the Discord link, and I encourage everybody to come into the Discord. It's an open family. If you have, whatever platform you're on, if you want to tell people in your live, introduce yourself, like that's what we encourage.
Cool, man.
Family atmosphere. And obviously it has the about me and all that stuff. So normally I would be like, it has all my socials.
Yeah.
Well. Obviously you're not getting the Facebook one because it's a personal one.
But one place for all this stuff, and I'll have the link down in the bottom too, man.
Again, defineyourlegacy.net all together, because we're all about defining our legacy. We want people to know what we're leaving behind. So, we tell people, how do you want to define your legacy? And we tell people to stay legendary.
That's dope.
Because at the end of the day, everybody is a legend in their own right. It's just a matter of what kind of legend you want to be.
Hell yeah.
So
dope, man. Thank you so much for your time, man. We're going to continue these conversations here at Lootfest, man. It's been great. There's only a couple hours left. I got more conversations. Keep a lookout, guys. You guys already know everything's on Spotify, iTunes, YouTube. I'm everywhere. You're going to be seeing clips and I'll be tagging him. And well, we thank you guys for listening and watching, man. Thank you guys so much for your time. But until next time,
deuces.
Peace out, homies. Y'all take care.